Hello, this is Young-Chun from FICA, Federation of Institute of Korean Architects, and we'll talk about changes and emergencies. Okay, I'll share my slide from now on. Okay. The topic today will be ideas and inspirations for the post-pandemic future. This is Young-Chun from FICA Korea, again, the Federation of Institute of Korean Architects. We'll talk about today 4 topics that we have done last year. And the first theme will be a roundtable online meeting about post-corona era and architectural issues. And then second will be WTA, what is to be asked, open call, which is online seminars, researches, and exhibitions. And then third will be the Seoul Metropolitan Government's idea competition for preparing post-COVID-19 era. And then fourth will be the future possibilities and mobile ideas for the state of emergency. Okay, the first roundtable meeting was held on 24th of March at AIK, Architecture Institute of Korea Center. And then a lot of architecture professors and experts from public institutions and medical experts and many others attended together for solutions of the pandemic emergency situations. These are the photographs to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And then the second roundtable was held on March 31st, 2020 at AIK Center and online. Topic was response of architectural technology to the school environment in the era of COVID-19 period. And then the second topic was measures to reduce viruses in school classrooms. These are the online seminar photographs. And then July 23rd, 2020, online symposium was held about the issues of post-COVID-19 smart cities and architecture. It was organized by the Korean Society of Media Center and designed to find an architectural response to the huge flow of change called the post-corona after the outbreak of COVID-19. There were speakers from academies and also from many different institutes and organizations. These are the online symposium photos, and then you can get what's going on there. Well, the second is what is to be asked, exhibitions and also researches from a global open platform. It was a platform to participate from all around the world, and then they ask questions and then collaborate together to solve the problems. So all participants submit questions, related urban architectural observations, images, and keyword, and then to register for participation. And then they made open call homepages and then submit research proposals. It's a kind of open collaborative platform. Not only the architects, but also like a sociologist and also the professors from bio and brain engineering, all those gathered together, formed a committee and then tried to solve the pandemic situation. So actually, after the participation registration, they communicate on WTA platform, and then they submitted key concepts from August 17th to September 30th, 2020. With that, they do some of the researches and made proposals too. The result, they have like 9 countries, 43 proposals. Korea has 28, but many other different countries also. What is to be asked? So related hashtags like private public space density, all the health issues and COVID-19 and commons, smart cities are the suggested keywords. We'll try to find out some of those. The first one was a theme about finding humans, envisioning value-driven post-COVID futures. The city can change into new normal and it will be different. So these are the researches and their exhibitions. The second one is a proposal for urban flows of resources and ideas. So Plaki is a kind of a model, and then through that, they would like to strengthen the local networks balance, urban flows of resources and ideas. These are the Plaki's exhibitions. You can see it from these photos. Okay, the third one was about the public parks. The proposal was asking how parks in the Corona era deal with disasters. So they say maybe linear parks can contribute a lot to the cities. Okay, these are the images that they made exhibitions. Okay. And then the fourth one will be post-Corona era, redefining the vulnerable, a spatial model study for the resilience, the city of virus crisis. So they made models and then tried to find out new kind of spatial organizations with the virus crisis. And then the fifth one is beyond third space. So they are trying to find something new with the COVID-19 situations in the city, and some of the models like public transportations are being displayed in the exhibition. So these are some of the images that was done last year, and most of the workshops and monologues and researches are being gathered together and then developed together about the post-pandemic issues in the cities. And then they made proposals, and then they collaborate together, and then they make exhibitions in the end. Okay, this is the place where the exhibitions take place, the Seoul Hall of Urbanism and Architecture. And these are the some of the images that is being displayed. You can see the Plaki model here and 118 proposals, and these are the images. Well, the third is the Seoul Metropolitan Government's architectural idea competitions, preparing for the post-COVID-19 era. The winner was from Vietnam, and the title was The Invisible Mask, Face Mask, Invisible Face Mask. So you can find it from archidaily.com, and in the park, people can go through the park without meeting people in a close distance. So they keep the distance of 6 feet, 2 meters away, but still using the public park in the outside environment. That was the idea. And then also a proposal for public school. So before and after COVID-19 were studied, and then the changes of school plan was being studied from existing to early stage of COVID-19 and serious stage of COVID-19. Different circulations are being displayed in this panel. And then also the changes in public transportation can be an issue. And, you know, there need to be a distance, and then public transportation can be changed into a different mode. So with that possibility, we would like to see more of the mobility issues and ideas. Well, we tried to find out some ideas from Googling, and we could find some of the moving hotel concept, like the April's design studio was saying, you know, future travel will be mobile and then combined with existing architecture in this way. So autonomous travel suite can be compete with hotel, and you know, the buildings and architecture can integrate together with purpose-built vehicle or autonomous mobile devices. That kind of purpose-built vehicle can be in the long run in the cities, and Hyundai is trying to incorporate into their ideas into the city, into the product, and this can be combined with like a future ideas as shown in Audi and Ital Design's flying car concept that was shown in Geneva Motor Show. So capsule model and drone module and the skateboard module can combine together. If you can see some, then there will be, you know, from YouTube. I would rather show it quickly a little bit. You can find it from YouTube. The drone module can, you know, capture the capture module and then fly over when it needed. Okay, move over. And then also the medical urban mobility can be a kind of ambulance or drone emergency aid kit, so that, you know, they can help the people who is in emergency situation. And also medical drone ambulance can be, you know, found in many areas. So military drone ambulance is actually being used a little bit. It can be in the street. If there is an accident, then, you know, unmanned drone can fly over through the highway, and then as quickly as possible, they can deliver the patient into the hospitals. So I think this kind of mobility and drone combined together, and then it can make the emergency situation very helpful with those future technologies. And then even the hospitals can be changed with these drone deliveries. Well, what I found from Australia, they tried to make a drone tower with drone balconies, so that in emergency situation, they can directly deliver people or things into the apartment and medical hospitals. So from north Fremantle area to resort area, and then downtown city can connect directly with drone devices. Architects need to consider all these kind of possibilities together. And also, this is the topics that ideas and inspirations for the post-pandemic future. This is Lee Young-chun from FICA Korea, Federation of Institute of Korean Architects. Thank you for listening, and too bad that we cannot meet in person through the UIA conference, but I hope you all stay healthy and safe with this pandemic situation. See you soon. Thank you.
Hello, my name is In-suk Jo. I'm an architect, current international co-director of UIA work program for heritage and cultural identity. I would like to introduce World Heritage in Historic Cities of Korea, focus on conservation policy methodology for sustainable development, with an example of the city of Gyeongju, Gongju, Buyeo, and Iksan. This presentation is divided by 3 areas: World Heritage Sites Korea, Historic Cities of Korea, and Managing the Historic Urban Landscape. There are 14 World Heritage Sites in the Republic of Korea as of 2021. Among them, only one natural site in Jeju volcanic island and lava tubes. Rest of the 13 sites are cultural sites. These are the sites regarding the Buddhist assets. The depositories for the Tripitaka Koreana woodblocks, Sakuram Grotto and Bulguksa Temple, Sansa, the Buddhist mountain monasteries in Korea, the palace complex, Jongmyo Shrine, royal tombs of the Joseon dynasty, and Sewon, Korean Neo-Confucian academies, 2 fortifications, and aforementioned Jeju volcanic island and lava tubes. 1 dolmen site, actually several dolmen sites, and historic villages of Korea, Hwae and Yangdong. Gyeongju historic areas and Baekje historic areas are this presentation's main theme. Let us review some terminologies. Ancient cities is the translated legal term of historic cities of Korea. Korea's historic cities are limited to capital cities of dynasties or kingdoms of Korea's history as a place to play a critical role of country's administration. Special Act on the Preservation and Promotion of Ancient Cities describes the purpose of this act. It is to contribute ancient cities as vibrant historical and cultural cities by recovering the identity of ancient cities and improving residents' living conditions through the efficient preservation and promotion of the historical and cultural environment of ancient cities, which are cultural assets of our nation. 4 major terminologies are very important. Ancient cities. It means political and cultural hub of our nation in Gyeongju, Gyeongju-Gongju, and Iksan. Historical and cultural environment of ancient cities. Ancient cities preservation and promotion project. Resident support project. What is World Heritage Sites and what is historic cities of Korea? Maybe you have to review it. But here, the Gyeongju historic areas are represented by the city of Gyeongju, and Baekje historic areas are represented by 3 different cities. 웅진 capital Gongju, 사비 capital Buyeo, 사비 capital Iksan. This is Gyeongju historic areas, which is listed in 2000. Gongju, Buyeo, and Iksan of Baekje historic areas, which is listed in 2015. Let me show you some aspects, legal aspects for heritage and historic cities. This table shows hierarchy of acts and subordinate status in Korea. 5 classes are constitution and acts and treaties, presidential decrees and National Assembly regulations, ordinances of the Prime Minister, and administrative rules and municipal ordinances. On the legal aspects for heritage and historic cities, 4 major laws are very important. Special Act on the Preservation and Promotion of Ancient Cities and Cultural Heritage Protection Act. These 2 laws are applied to designation, conservation, and management of individual heritage within the historical cities and of entire historic cities. Act on Cultural Heritage Maintenance, Act on Protection and Inspection of Buried Cultural Heritage. These 2 laws are about the behavior onto the cultural heritage. In a historic city, 3 types of cultural heritage are overlapped. There are individual cultural heritage designated by the Cultural Heritage Protection Act. There are special conservation districts and conservation and promotion districts designated by the Special Act on the Preservation and Promotion of Ancient Cities. There are World Heritage Sites, designated districts, and protection districts according to UNESCO's World Heritage Convention. Let me introduce heritage classification of Korea. It is based on the Cultural Heritage Protection Act. Basically, 2 groups of heritage, designated cultural heritage and undesignated cultural heritage. Recently added registered cultural heritage and Korean cultural heritage overseas. These are classified by the body of designation. When it is designated by the city or province, it is classified tangible, intangible, monuments and folklore heritage. If it is designated by the state, divided it more detailedly. Let us review some protection and management. Gyeongju historic areas consists of 5 different sub-areas of Mount Namsan, Wolseong, Tumlai, Hwangyongsa Temple, and the Fortress Belt. A 500-meter buffer zone, which is Historic Cultural Environment Protection Area, has been established around each of the historic areas under the Cultural Heritage Protection Act. Baekje Historic Areas. The property is managed by the Baekje Historic Areas Conservation and Management Foundation, with input from central, provincial, and local authorities, as well as community associations through the Community Council, which in turn coordinates 3 local communities councils. Let me introduce a history of Korea's historic cities conservation. Korea started to recognize the entire city as cultural heritage in 2007 when the special law on historic cities conservation and promotion was enacted. Before then, Cultural Heritage Protection Act protected individual cultural heritage only. As time goes by, it is developed. December 2020, Special Act on the Preservation and Promotion of Ancient Cities was last amended. Let us review the basic principle of Korea's historic cities conservation. We do the HUL approach. Vietnam Memorandum on World Heritage and Contemporary Architecture Managing the Historic Urban Landscape is the basic document. In Korea, the basic principle for the conservation, management, and utilization of cultural heritage is to preserve them in their original state. In particular, the historic cities are the places that have accumulated historic traces of a certain era and a society so that the appearance of a certain time is difficult to be seen as original state. Conservation and sustainability should be the principle for the action rather than preservation. The concept of original state needs to be re-established in terms of value rather than limits to a specific appearance or form. Rather than to implement blind restriction on any behavior to the cultural heritage and its surroundings, conserve core applied according to each value and characteristics. Value authenticity. Let's review the safeguarding system. Within the 4 historic cities in Korea, architectural heritage and historic sites represents materialistic and spiritual aspects, which are designated and safeguarded after being evaluated of their individual value. The relevant cultural heritage and the surrounding protected areas are divided and designated accordingly. In order to comprehensively conserve the surrounding environment, the range of historical and cultural environment will be set in the radius of 500 meters. The behaviors restricted for cultural heritage area, protected area, and historic cultural and environmental environments are listed. Basically, these behaviors will be allowed according to due procedure by the permission of the administrator of Cultural Heritage Administration. Let us see the maps of safeguarding system. It shows cultural heritage district, protected area, marking of historic and cultural environment conservation area, and permission criteria for architectural conservation, architectural intervention in historic and cultural environment conservation area. This is the case of 보석정지 in Gyeongju, 송산리 case in Gongju, 부소산성 case in Buyeo, 왕궁리 case in Iksan. Each one in each city. Not only the maps, but also the written description is accompanied. Let us review the management system and support project. First one is establishment of historic cities, basic plan, and detailed implementation plans. Second one is restriction on behaviors. Third one is supporting projects of historic cities sustainability. These are the useful sources I would like to share with you. That's it. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.